And welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be in two parts today. In the first part I'm going to show you something I bought recently, which I hoped would help me with some of my problems. This chair's really bumpy. Sorry. That I hoped would help with some of my problems with my oversensitive sense of smell. Before I get onto that, this morning in my support session we walked to Sainsbury's. That's what we're currently doing in my support sessions because Sainsbury's is out of town and because I don't drive. It's a little bit of a walk, but it is doable, and we found a way of walking there which is doable, kind of avoiding the busiest roads. So we've been practicing doing that every week in support, and hopefully soon I'll be able to walk there on my own, because it's not just Sainsbury's, there's also a Home Sense and a few other shops that I like going in. Home Sense, by the way, has got to be one of my favourite shops because they sell so many interesting food items there, and I was very pleased today because I got these. These are apple pie protein flapjacks by the Creative Nature Company. I like trying all the different free-from foods. Free-from foods, by the way, they're foods that are supposedly healthier. They're not always healthier, but they usually say kind of a little bit more natural products. But they do vary. Some of them actually aren't very healthy because they still contain a lot of sugar. But this one, the Creative Nature ones are quite, I would say, reasonably healthy. They're all quite natural. It doesn't contain any refined sugars in that one. It's just lots of seeds, oats and dried fruit mainly. But I like trying all the different ones. That one is quite nice. I had my first one today. It's got quite a lot of different proteins in it. It's got pea protein, soy protein and stuff. It's okay. I'm not always that keen on soya nibs. They have a bit of a strange taste for me, but they were quite nice. So I got those, and I also got this pasta. I just had to get this pasta. That pasta is just amazing. It's just lots of different pasta shapes, and it contains spinach and beetroot and turmeric and paprika, so it's spicy pasta, so I really look forward to trying that. So that's what I got today. Anyhow, moving on now. I got back just not that long ago. For my lunch, if you're interested, I had spaghetti with mushrooms sautéed in garlic, a little bit of chilli, pepper and a little bit of butter. Very simple, just tossed all together with a bit of parsley and some grated cheese on top, which is very nice. So that's what I had for my lunch, and I had one of those bars I just showed you. Anyhow, so moving on. In this video I'd like to talk a little bit about my oversensitivity to smell. I have done other videos where I've talked about some of my sensory problems. My main issue in that area is noise. That's the area that affects my life the most, and has the most impact on my life, I guess, because, you know, noise is the most pervasive of senses in a way. Like it's ubiquitous, it's all around us, so therefore it obviously has the most negative, detrimental effect on my life, particularly in terms of sleep. Because, and we're not talking here about necessarily loud noises that might bother most people. We're talking about noises that might be quite quiet and gentle, but are enough to distract me, because I'm very easily distracted. I've always had this problem with not being able to filter out various sensory inputs, and I actually think it's probably part of the reason why I struggled at school. I didn't have language back then to understand this, but I've always been a very distracted person, and it's very hard for me to. It requires a lot of effort and energy to stay focused. And I think, yeah, so as I say, noise is my main issue, but I am also sensitive to light. I don't like very harsh. You know, there's very harsh lighting. Funny enough, when I was at school, because I don't know about you, but certainly when I was growing up, and I'm not sure if this has really changed, because I was in a school recently when I gave a talk, and the lights there were just as bright as what I can remember. But certainly when I was at school, the lights, particularly at secondary school, I remember there's often very, very bright lights, and they always used to make me feel very, very tired. But I never really understood. You know, I just thought, it's just making me tired. But I didn't really put two and two together. But now, looking back on it, you know, it was, you know, those lights, they do make you tired, and that was the reason why I often felt tired. You know, in classrooms and things like that. Also, of course, when I get to sleep at night, I need the room to be absolutely pitch black. I do have blackout curtains, but I still have to wear a night mask across my eyes because the tiniest bit of light that will disrupt my sleep. And yeah, and I don't like bright lights. Like those awful shining lights on cars and motorbikes make me feel very stressed. I don't show this stress outwardly, so people don't see it because I'm not like shouting or screaming every time like a car comes along. So it's all internalised, but it just makes me feel very tense and kind of overstimulated, and it just adds to a lot of energy depletion throughout the day. Again, this is a very internal process because I'm quite quiet about it, and I'm not like, you know, I'm not showing how this is affecting me on the outside, I guess because I've just been taught not to show emotions and that it's dangerous to show emotions, and you know, and so I've learned to sort of repress how I feel about these things, but they really do affect me, and you know, and I can't overestimate enough how much these influences affect me and definitely deplete my energy levels and contribute to this overall sense of lethargy. Smell, this is what I really wanted to talk about. I am sensitive to smell. It doesn't affect me to the same extent as the noise does, but that's simply because, you know, as I say, noise is more pervasive. You know, you have to, it's not all the time, thankfully, that there are noxious smells around. This one mainly affects me when I'm out of the house, because obviously when I'm in the house, most of the time I can control the smells I'm exposed to. I say most of the time because sometimes there are these awful bonfires. I really can't stand bonfires. I personally think they should be banned in public areas. They're absolutely disgusting. Not only that, they give me a headache and they make me feel really crap. But not only that, it's just not nice knowing that you're smelling these horrible, and I'm sure they're toxic and they're not good for the body. So there's that as well, and it makes me feel really contaminated, and I just think they should be banned. I think they're really antisocial. So that's why, because I was getting fed up with this, and also often when I'm walking uptown, you know, you're constantly exposed to other people's smells, like cigarette smoke. Don't get me started on that one, seriously. I'm always having to hold my breath, put my hand across my mouth. It's disgusting. So and I have to get out, you have to, because you have to go get food and stuff. I don't live in a silo, I wish sometimes. So I went and bought this anyway. This is a mask I bought recently. I'll just put it on to show it to camera. Hang on, have I actually put it on the right way? Yeah. Anyway, this is what it looks like on me. That's what it looks like. Now, it's actually the Cambridge Mask Company. It's a company I got this one online. Cambridge is a company. These masks are marketed. They're anti-pollution masks, so it actually contains a filter. So when you wear it, you have to make sure it's properly fitting though for it to work. But when you wear it, it actually filters out pollution and also viruses and germs and stuff like that. So probably like if you're like say on a train or something and there's lots of people coughing and sneezing and stuff, I think it's mostly anyway. This can be an extra kind of like little reassurance to carry that around with you. But I don't mainly use it for that because it's not the most comfortable of things to wear. That's the thing. So as I say, if you are thinking about getting a mask, this is something to bear in mind. I'm not sure if I wasted lots of money buying this mask. I mean, it wasn't cheap. It cost £25. Part of me thinks, was it actually worth the money? Perhaps paying £25 on a mask. I'm not sure. Does it really help me? I don't know. I mean, I have worn it a few times in smelly areas or when I can smell horrible smells, and I think it does work to an extent. I mean, certainly when I'm wearing this mask, I don't smell as much as I would without the mask. But I don't wear it for that long because it's not very comfortable. So in terms of its effects on, say, pollution and things like that, I say it probably doesn't really have much of an effect because you'd have to wear it like all the time pretty much. And and you'd have to wear it really tight to your face as well, which isn't really very comfortable. So do take that on board when you're considering buying one. Do I regret buying it? I don't know. I mean, like I say, I am sort of glad I have it on one level because when there is a really strong smell, it does mask that smell and I can just wear it. But I wear it and then I take it off. I don't wear it for that long. But there is a part of me that thinks, maybe I did waste a bit of money on it. But like I say, I bought it with the best of intents. I bought it because I was getting fed up with smelling horrible smells, and you have to try these things out sometime to find out if they work, otherwise, you don't try anything, do you? So, I wouldn't rate it really highly, but it does have a limited use value, I suppose, for like really, really horrible smells, and as an extra, it's something there for me. Like say, for example, if there's a horrible bonfire, I can put it on, and it does provide a small amount of protection against the smell at least. that's why I got it, just because I was getting fed up with smelling horrible smells. I got it for that, not for my germ OCD. It was more because my germ OCD, it's not like so bad that I need to wear a mask or anything. It's more that well, I tend to avoid people who are sick anyway, so and I don't know if wearing a mask would really reduce my OCD anyway, because I still feel like that the germs are getting in somehow. So I got that more for like just not liking to smell horrible smells, and also because I guess I do have a bit of OCD around like pollution as well. Like I don't like feeling like I'm breathing in horrible chemicals, and yeah, so that's kind of why I got it. But anyhow, so let me know what you think about this video. Are any of you sensitive to smell? What issues do you have with smell? And what have you tried to help you deal with your problems with smell? I'll be very interested to hear. Right, so I'm moving on now to video number 2, where I'm going to be talking about some recipes I've tried lately.